Hey guys, Jono here from Ecommerce SEO. I just want to go through something in this video. I had a couple of emails from some students only the other day about some of their rankings fluctuating and being a bit concerned about how things are going with their SEO. The first thing I'd say is it's normal. So especially when you're starting a site and in the first few months when things are very fluid, what can happen is you can see nice green movement of keywords up in the rankings those first few months, especially when you're starting to do the process, and it looks like it's all heading nicely and going nicely. And then it's very rare that that continues on. Generally, at some point in the process, you're going to have a pullback, and that can be either on a per page or per product, or the entire site. And it's very common. So it's very rare that you have a site that just continues on a nice upward trend. So it can be really disheartening, especially when you're getting some nice rankings for good keywords, and it can be you can lose confidence as well. And I've been doing this a long time, and when it happens to our sites, it can be a bit disheartening. But we've been doing it long enough to know how to deal with it. So you can see this keyword here, nice volume, 9,500 searches per month, and it's reasonable keyword difficulty, so it's a reasonably competitive keyword to go after. And you can see that in the last crawl with Ahrefs, it's moved up 46 positions to position 23. But prior to that, you can see that it was we're getting rankings bouncing in, around about between 50 and 60, so it was starting to look nice. And we've actually got some better examples of, which I'll show in a second, of keywords that have got nice consistent rankings and then they've dropped out. But then you can see here around about 17th of February it actually dropped out of the top 100 altogether. And I didn't even check whether it dropped out of the index, but that can happen too, where pages can drop entirely out of the index and even sites can. And then come forward to sort of first week of March, we get this nice recovery, and even recovers better than what it was previously, and all the way up to position 23. So that's now, that's a nice positioning to allow us to then continue pushing for this quite large keyword in the Australian market. So the thing is not to panic when this happens. Like I said, it's normal. You certainly don't want to be reactive. So let's say you've built some links leading up to this period and you weren't 100% confident that the links were high quality. You don't want to be going and removing those links or disavowing those links. Google's an algorithm, so it sees that activity. And there's also there's actually thought that there's that mousetrap effect where when you are reactive like that, the algorithm can actually notice that, and that can cause even more problems. So it's actually part of the algorithm to detect when there's reactionary movements by webmasters when there's a pullback in a search engine ranking. So the best thing is just to sit tight and wait a few weeks and see whether you get that recovery. It can be hard to do and a little bit nerve-wracking at times, but that's what you need to do. And most times you'll see this pullback. So that's what we've seen here with this keyword, and pretty well has come back as we thought it was going to. Now here's another keyword, good volume, 3,900 per month. Not as difficult with keyword difficulty, but still good volume. It's pulled back, so you can see from the graph it's done similar process, but we had more steady rankings up until the point we lost rankings, and it didn't drop out of the top 100. So you can see here we moved up to all the way up to position 30, and it sat there for a good over a month and not do anything, and then it's pulled back, lost about 30 or 40 positions, and then at the same time the other keyword came back. It's come back as well, and it's come back sort of where it was. And I think because Ahrefs hasn't crawled this keyword in the last few days, I'm pretty sure I checked it manually and it's even come back stronger and higher now. So so that's and we've got this site. It was actually the entire site where we've had this happen, not just certain keywords or certain pages. So that can even be, more of a worry when that happens. But this one has come back, and now, we're pretty confident we can keep working and being consistent in a process, and we'll keep ranking higher. So the key is consistency. You continue with your process. Try not to get stuck in looking at rankings every day, and then worrying when things pull back and be reactionary. Be consistent, follow the process, and generally, most of the time they come back even stronger. Okay, just a little bit of context I wanted to provide there, especially for people who are brand new to SEO and ranking their Shopify stores, that this is a normal part of the process. And yeah, thanks. Hope this was helpful to some, and I'll speak to you later on.